starts now. Ever wondered why the brain feels like something? The classic puzzle asks how matter makes feeling. But what if the question is wrong? What if experience isn't produced by the brain but enacted by it, using itself as a unique, irreplaceable point of view? That's the core shift. So how does this self-location happen? Through a loop called self-locating causal semantic curvature. Think of it like this. You take a path through different kinds of information, maybe seeing something, feeling it, thinking about it, acting on it. You start at a point, go around the loop, and come back. Usually, you'd expect to be right back where you started. But here, because the paths aren't commutative, the order matters, you arrive back with a tiny persistent difference, a residual. This isn't just noise, it's usable info. The formula delta gamma equals h gamma of s minus s captures this. The output of the loop h gamma of s minus the starting state s gives you the curvature delta gamma. For this to be consciousness, the loop must cross the boundary between the system and the world, involve real stakes for the system, and crucially, feed that residual back to change its own actions or rules. It's not just computing, it's computing about itself, creating an interiority field. This collection of active loops and their residuals forms the interiority field, represented by psi sub t. It's not just data, it's the system's operational space. When psi actively shapes what the system perceives, remembers, values, and does, that's when we have genuine interiority. Why aren't all complex systems conscious? Because you need all the parts. Missing endogenous valence W, meaning some states genuinely matter to the system's survival or flourishing, means no true feeling. Or lacking the ability to distinguish changes in itself versus the world, no real self-location. Consciousness isn't just having lots of information, it's having information that matters to you right now from your unique vantage point. That's why there are degrees of consciousness. You can have some but not all the required relations. How does this play out in the brain? We use a framework called DB Mesh 599. Think of D, I, K, B, P not as layers but as semantic addresses or roles that information takes. D is a repeatable state like recognizing a pattern. I is an efficacious difference, something that actually changes things. K is a transferable relation, linking concepts. W is endogenous valence, the system's own stakes like pain or reward. And P is a future constraint shaping what the system will do next. These aren't fixed steps. The system constantly transforms between them. It's a dynamic mesh. The key is that these transformations generate those usable residuals we talked about, which the system then uses to navigate its world. The brain doesn't produce experience. It enacts it through these ongoing self-modifying loops within its unique local context. So why is this approach promising? First, it tackles philosophical zombies head-on. If you perfectly copy the causal structure, including the self-locating loops and valence, you get experience. No spooky non-physical stuff needed. Second, it sidesteps both traditional emergentism complexity isn't the magic ingredient and panpsychism, not everything is minimally conscious. It's about specific organizational relations. Third, it's testable. We can look for these patterns in neural data, design experiments involving path exchange or bifurcation, and even explore consciousness in non-human systems. The journey into understanding interiority is far from over, but this framework offers a concrete map.